What's up? How's it going, people? Yo. Today. Well, welcome to the Wrestle Story. I mean, that's like first things first. Welcome to the Wrestle Story, where we discuss all things wrestling. The legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Wednesday after NXT and AEW, and every Friday after Smackdown. We also stream after every pay-per-view. Tonight, I am here. I'm flying solo. Did you eliminate Mr. Gleen? She killed Mr. G. Wow, y'all are like quick to be like, she killed him. No, Mr. G is sick, and so I'm flying solo. I am here to talk about Smackdown. So, that's exciting and fun. We're gonna get started here in a minute. I have to fix something, and then we'll be ready to start the show. Hello, everybody. Hello, Observing Stuff and Zendel. Hello, James. What's up? Yeah, Maven Show. I think Mr. G will be in the chat here in a little bit, after he gets up over there. Or not, he'll show up. What's happening? Oh, you left your phone. Okay. Now I'm flying solo. He's gone. He'll be in the chat in a minute. He had to grab his phone so he could, be in the chat. So, tonight's Smackdown. Didn't think was bad. Okay? Was it the best Smackdown I've ever seen in my life? No. But it wasn't terrible. Which is good. That's a plus. And I thought it was decent. What did everybody else think? Smackdown was great. I just got being over sick. That sucked. Yeah, you're telling me. I dislike being sick, like a lot. Well, I can't be sick, because if I get sick, well, it could go downhill, like, real quickly. So, it is what it is. I thought it was cool. I think I found it all enjoyable. Yeah, I would say that's the way I felt. I think it was all pretty enjoyable. There are only a couple things that I'm a little like, whatever, but I think it was all pretty good, pretty decent. Hey, Janelle, what's up? Welcome. I'm flying solo tonight. Mr. G is sick. Hey, Colin. Hey, Elijah. What is up? It was far better than the last few weeks. Yes, I can agree. Where's Gleen? Maven, hey. Mr. G is sick, so I'm flying solo tonight. So, with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started, I suppose. The show started off with, one second, let me pull my notes. Started off with Kane. Kane showed up. Oh boy. Hey Mr. G, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Why is the crowd dead when Morrison came back? I have no idea. You're doing a not bad job there, by the way. Thanks. Thanks so much. I don't know. I'll share as we get through here. I just gotta type this in here and then we'll be ready to go. There we go. Okay, we're ready to go. Everything's set up for now. Should be good. If anything goes downhill, we'll just blame Mr. G because he's not here. And so we're gonna say it's not my fault. So, we start off Smackdown with, I don't know what I just did, but that was like weird. Kane, he comes out, he says, we are 9 days away from my favorite event of the year, the Royal Rumble. He says he understands how important that match is. And, well, you see, you can either, like, make or break your career, I suppose. Because, Mr. Gleen is now following. Thanks. Thanks, Mr. G. finally following, subscribing. What is your problem? Jeez. So Kane is like, yeah, Royal Rumble can like make or break you. It's like a big deal. So, and it means a lot to me. So, like, come on, guys. We just, Royal Rumble's a big deal. He says a WrestleMania dream can be turned to a nightmare. Oh, finally followed on Twitch. Well, that's dumb. Are you subscribed on here? Because if you're not, you should. Because that's kind of dumb if you're not. It's kind of your channel. It's my channel. Let's just be real here. It's mine. I'm running the show tonight. It's my channel. So you should follow if you haven't. Just saying. That goes for anybody who comes in here. Follow if you haven't. It says a WrestleMania dream can be turned into a nightmare because of me. Because of, I've been in about 1 billion different Rumbles, and I've eliminated a lot of different people. Okay. Hey, Export. Hey, Scott. What is up? Did I miss anything interesting? Didn't watch. I don't think there was anything super, crazy that happened on the show that really, furthers things a whole lot. There were a couple interesting things that I thought were decent and cool. But no, you didn't really miss anything that was, super important. We'll put it at that. So he says, I have to admit, it's a lot of fun. Firefly Funhouse then comes on, and Bray's like, Kane! Yo! You haven't changed a bit. It's never nice to brag, though, about another person's misery. So I wouldn't do that. But it's nice to see you. He says, I'm so glad you're here. Let me assure everyone, before I go any further, that Ramblin' Rabbit is alive and well, and he's recovering quite nicely. Just so everybody is aware. Just so you know. He then says, I don't think that winning the Royal Rumble is such a good idea for anybody, especially if someone wins and wants to challenge me. That's just not a good idea, And then he says, he says something else, and I didn't write down what he said, but then I'm alive, barely. Stop over-exaggerating. You're not, dying. Jeez. He's fine. He just has a fever and is sick. He's fine, though. So, hey, Clark, what's up? He then shows a video of old Bray and Kane matches and stuff. And, he then goes all angry and is like, he remembers. And then it goes dark in the arena, and we get the whole thing, and Fiend shows up, and all Kane does is he turns around and says, what took you so long? And then Bryan attacks Fiend, and Fiend goes back underneath the ring, and Bryan looks as if he's pulled out some of the Fiend's hair. So oh boy. Okay, I have lots of thoughts on this. I have lots and lots of thoughts on this. I actually really enjoyed this, if I'm being honest. In the grand scheme of things, going into this, I really was like, because everybody's probably by now seen the whole logo for Crown Jewel of The Fiend versus Kane. So I was like, awesome, neat, love that. Not really, not super looking forward to watching Kane versus Fiend at a Saudi show. So going into this, I've seen the rumors that Kane versus Fiend is a Saudi match. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen the graphic that was going around on Twitter. And, hey, Mrs. G, what's up? You're on Twitch. Hello. So I don't know. Seen the rumors. I think it is going to be a Saudi match. But with that being said, I wasn't super like excited to see Kane on Smackdown. Then he came out and did everything he did, and I've since changed my mind. I'm kind of intrigued now because, like, it makes a whole lot of sense in the aspect of that Brian might have been like, hey, you had your beef with the Fiend, he attacked you, I have my beef with the Fiend, come help me to kind of bamboozle him and, you know, think you're out there alone, and I end up helping you, you know, because they did the whole Team Hell No thing with their tag team, and it was great. So, you know, I think in that aspect of it, I wasn't really looking for any of that to happen, but it did, and I'm glad that it did, because it makes it make more sense as to why Kane was there, and it's not just like, oh yeah, we pulled Kane out of nowhere to build this whole thing for a Saudi match, and that's all it's for, you know? Bringing Brian into the mix makes more sense to me. Makes it make more sense to me. You get what I mean? Kane for me is the same thing with Big Show. Should have stayed off TV. In this instance, I suppose depending on where they go with it, which, like I said, is probably going to lead to the Kane and Fiend Saudi match. I'm willing to give this the benefit of the doubt and see what they do with it. Just because I think they could have something really interesting with the fact that Brian is involved too, and it kind of goes back to everything from, you know, Brian's past and the Fiend's past and everything that's happened with all of them. So, you know, I'm curious, to say the least. I like what Daniel did to the Fiend. Big Show's cool, but Kane is very out of shape. I don't know, man. I don't mind them bringing people back, I suppose. Like, Big Show I'm cool with. And this Kane thing I know is only going to be for, like, a one-time only thing. It's only going to be, you know, built up for the one pay-per-view, and then it's over, and they're going to just be done, you know? So, Big Show is a different story. He's just going to be on the roster as a whole and is being used currently, because he's, you know, still wrestling, but Kane really isn't. So, we know the Kane thing is pretty much just going to be like a one-time only thing. So, you know, the only reason I don't like the Legends coming back is because they're a one-time thing and there isn't as much build-up for them to have a big match. Yeah. Being as big as Kane is and as overweight as he is, it could be bad for him in Saudi with no air conditioner. Also, Kane is 52. Yeah, I don't know. The promo, I saw someone on Twitter say this, and they were like, it kind of was like a bit Undertaker-y, you know? Like, he sounded, the way he did it was sort of like Undertaker-y, which, you know, I didn't really think about that when listening to it, but yeah, that's kind of, like, true. It was very Undertaker-esque, and it sounds more like Undertaker than, I don't know if, like, you know, it normally does. You know what I mean? So I thought that was a pretty interesting, you know, somebody picked up on that, and I don't know. I liked the segment. I thought it was decent. Didn't really have a problem with it. Curious to see where they go with it, because Brian's involved, and so it makes more sense. Makes more sense to me. Then we get Kane and Brian backstage. Kane walks away, and Brian says, he has a good idea. Might not be smart, but I am going to challenge Bray to a strap match at the Royal Rumble. Now, what that means is Bray is going to be attached to one of the, you know, end of the strap, and I'm going to be attached to the other, so he can't go anywhere. He's going to be there in the ring, and I can beat him up no problem, you know? So that's what he wants. Thoughts on Becky being on backstage? I'm curious to see what happens. I might actually watch this next week, Tuesday, this next week, of Backstage, because Punk is also supposed to be on, and so is Becky, and so I'm kind of curious to see what happens with the two of them and like what they say to each other. So I might tune in, maybe, possibly, maybe not. I mean, whatever. Hey Nell, what's up? Hi, Mr. Glean, where are you? He's sick. He's in the chat. He's sick. So I'm flying solo tonight. Sick. So yeah, that was that. Bray and Bryan in a strap match at Royal Rumble. I'm also really into this. It's not, it's different. It's something that they don't do all that often, and it's really cool. And I'm excited to see how it goes down at the Royal Rumble. It kind of just adds another stake to the match. Strap match, haven't seen it in a long time. Exactly, that's what makes it kind of different and really interesting is the fact that you haven't seen it, in quite a while, and so it makes it different and cool. Then we get Big E versus John Morrison. First thing I need to say is, what did Kofi do to his hair? Kofi, dyed his hair blonde. It wouldn't have been my first choice if Kofi was gonna dye his hair. I wouldn't have done it blonde. Just saying. The Otis and Mandy stuff seems to be the only interesting thing in the show. Nothing else. Solo tonight, Maven? Yes. Hey, little fettuccine, what is up? Mr. G's in the chat. He's sick, so I'm doing the show by myself. But, it's cool. He's still here, in a sense. So, Big E versus John Morrison. I thought it was a decent match. In all honesty, I'm not going to lie. I feel like John Morrison wasn't at his A game tonight. If I'm being honest, that's just kind of the way I feel. I felt like, I don't know if it was just more so of the nervous jitters of I don't know, the fact that it was his first match back or what the deal was, but he felt kind of, it just wasn't his A game, in my opinion. The match itself. John Morrison looked really cool. I really liked the match. Cool. Awesome. Love that. You've been reduced to, in a sense. I don't think they'll put the Kofi thing until Xavier's closer to coming back. Morrison should have debuted in the Rumble. What a waste. Okay, I have elaborated on that. I did that maybe a week or two ago. But, it would have been cooler if he debuted at the Rumble, but I think they're gonna do New Day and Miz and Morrison at the Rumble in a tag match, which would explain why they are doing that now, and why they brought him back so early, because they're gonna set up a Miz Morrison split. Which could be Miz's feud going into WrestleMania, and I think it'd be a big deal for both Miz and Morrison to have a good singles feud there. So, like I said, I just felt Morrison wasn't, on his A game, and like I said, it might have just been, nerves, with it being his first match back, but I don't think it was, the cleanest match I've ever seen in the world. I think there were a couple spots that were, a little messy, but overall, it wasn't terrible, and like I said, for his first match back in, WWE, for a long time, I think it was decent. Not too bad. Anywho, I'm out, folks. Night. Bye, Colin. Talk to you later. We all know it's going to be Bayley versus Lacey at the Rumble for the championship. Yep, it was announced. A face-heel partnership, that would be interesting. So, Morrison won. I think everybody pretty much expected that. So, yeah, it was decent. Not the best I've ever seen in the world, but it'd be cool. It was cool, Should the Miz and Morrison feud have a title involved? No, I don't think so. I think for right now, for it being the first feud that Morrison's going to be a part of, I think with it, well, I suppose the New Day feud is the first one. But, first singles feud. I don't think there needs to be a title involved. I think it's good the way it is, and they kind of have a good base on why they're feuding. So I think it'll be interesting, and it'll be cool to see. But that's just the way I see it going. So neat. Then we get breaking news. Roman and Robert Roode have a table match later in the evening. But it was announced that if Roman wins tonight, he gets to pick the stipulation for Corbin and Roman at the Rumble. And if Roode won, then Corbin gets to choose. So that was the breaking news. Then we get the Usos and Roman backstage. Essentially, they're just talking about, oh, what stipulation are you going to choose? Cool. And I'm like, whatever, Then we get Usos versus Revival. Wow, I don't think there's going to be any shortages of Usos versus Revival, with them coming back. They were like, no, we didn't do Usos versus the Revival while they were gone because, obviously we couldn't. And that was a solid 3 months, 4 months. So, we got to get back to that. So, Usos versus Revival. They've had decent matches in the past, which is cool and, lovely and stuff. But I don't know. I really don't know why we're doing this again. This is, the feud from, before they left, and they're just, continuing it now. It's just, I don't know. I don't love it. So, that's my 2 cents on that. OMG, what if King Corbin wins the Rumble? No. No. We don't put those thoughts into the world, okay? We don't do that. No. We don't do that. Not at all. Usos and Revival is cool. I liked it. I also forgot the Usos individual finishing moves. I know now that one of them uses the frog splash. Yeah. Corbin can't and won't win the Rumble. Corbin shouldn't win the Rumble. That's my PSA. Shouldn't win the Rumble. Not at all. Yeah, I don't know. I hope after this whole Roman and Corbin thing is over, we kind of move the Usos and Revival away from one another because I think they should feud with some of the other tag teams in the division that aren't just the Revival. I think that sounds good to me. I don't know about anybody else, but I think that sounds good. Usos won. Again, I think that was pretty expected. Then we get a Revival interview. Wow, I don't know what that was, but Revival interview. They say if this company won't help us and help the tag team division, they don't care about us. They care about us about as much as they care about the tag team division. And well, you see, they don't care about the tag team division. So we're gonna take this into our own hands because it's not gonna get fixed by this company. And then we get Lacey and Sasha and Bayley backstage are beating each other up. So we just pan from the Revival to this attack down the hallway, and Sasha is injured. She's injured, guys. I'm actually interested in seeing Brock in the Rumble. Never thought I would want to see Brock. I don't want to see Brock. I don't like Brock. I don't want to see Brock. I don't know. I just don't like Brock. That's what I think about that. Bayley's going to turn on Sasha, not the other way around. James, I'm gonna get there. Hold on, 1 second. 1 second, my dude. So then we get Mandy and Otis, the recap of their love story. Great. And then we get Mandy and Sonya backstage, and Sonya asks Mandy to ask Otis to come to ringside tonight for her match. Then we get Sasha and Bayley backstage. Ooh. Sasha says, I've been working my butt off making music and doing my music videos. And then Lacey shows up and does this. I cannot even believe her. Can you? She's Lacey. Ew. And then dude shows up. I can't remember what his name is. Adam Pierce. Adam something, I think. He shows up and says, Sasha, I don't care if you're hurt, okay? I don't care. We've been advertising you versus Lacey for the last, 3 weeks, and you haven't showed up. And Sasha's like, but it's not my fault. It's not my fault. And then, she's like, I can't, though, because my ankle. And he's like, well, if you don't wrestle, then Bayley is. Bayley's going in your place. And Bayley's like, what? Why? Why am I going to do this, what? And so he's like, do it. Your match is next. So we have that. Who is that Adam guy? Adam Pierce or Adam something with the last name that starts with a P. I don't know. They were like, he works backstage at WWE. I don't have a clue. No idea. I don't think so, James. They will turn Bayley back into the Bayley of old. I know Brock will get beat up, and I wonder what heels he will fight. Rumble's one of the few times heels fight heels. Okay, in that sense, I will be okay with seeing Brock just to see who he gets put up against and, what they do with that. So I suppose, yeah, I'm interested in seeing what happens. I suppose. So, yeah, then we get Lacey versus Bayley. I actually thought this was a pretty decent match. Don't have too many complaints about it. Lacey ended up getting the win, which I think was cool. Yeah, I like that. Now, Bayley. Okay. I believe, after seeing what I saw this week, I believe Bayley is going to be the one who turns on Sasha. Now, in this feud, Bayley will not be the heel. Bayley will be the face, and Sasha's going to be the bad guy. The way I see it going down is this continues with Sasha not showing up, or when she does show up, she gets hurt, or whatever the case may be, and Bayley has to go in and fight for her. Bayley will get sick and tired of covering for Sasha and saving her butt, that she's going to say, no, I'm not doing that. We're done. Okay? If this is what our friendship has come to, we're done. Okay? So that's the way I see it going down, and then Sasha will be like, but Bayley, we're supposed to be best buds. And Bayley will be like, nope, sorry. You left me in the dust while you're off making millions and doing your stupid music and recording records and doing music videos and all this other stuff when you should be here helping me. Okay? You're not cool, man. You're not cool. And we're done. That's the way I see it going down. So I think Bayley turns on Sasha, and I've got a strong feeling that's what's happening here. I think this is going to continue through, the WrestleMania season, and then they finally have their, blow-up match at WrestleMania, so I think that'll be the way it goes. Maybe Sasha wins the Rumble, I suppose. I suppose that's possible, because I really would like to see them continue the Asuka and Becky through the Rumble, with Becky potentially losing her title at the Rumble. I would like to see that continue through Mania. So I suppose if you wanted to do the women's match, then you have to have Sasha win the Rumble, which I suppose makes sense. But at the same time, with the way I was explaining the story, it doesn't. So I don't know. I'm curious. I'm excited to see where they go with it. Yeah. Neat. Hey, Justin. What's up? Welcome to the chat. Sasha would probably turn on Bayley because she wants the title. Yeah, I think that's also a possibility. If she wins the Rumble, then yeah, she's gonna be like, well, sorry, Bayley, we were friends, but I want that gold, and you see, now we're not buddies because I want to beat you to a pulp so I can win the title. Or she plays it out like, oh, everything's cool, fine, neat. And then she, like, stabs her in the back, I suppose. But regardless of what happens, they're going to split up. I really think that Bayley's going to turn on her, though, and end up being the good guy in the story, trying to stop the evil witch from, taking over. That's what I think is going to happen. So, Lacey won the match. It was cool. I liked it. Didn't have any issues with it. I actually thought it was a decent match. Stop right there. Becky is not losing. James, I just need to tell you that I really think to make this story really good, you need to have Becky lose. Becky needs to lose at the Rumble, and then it needs to continue to WrestleMania. That's what I think needs to happen, and she gets her big redemption moment at Mania. So then it's a bigger deal, because honestly, I think if she beat Asuka at the Rumble, she'd get a decent reaction. Okay, she's gonna get a decent reaction if she finally beats her. But I think if you have Asuka beat her, it's just gonna make people, I don't know. It might make people hate Asuka. It also might get people to be like, woohoo, Becky's no longer champ, So, I think they just need to do it. I think they need to take the title off of Becky at the Rumble to then continue the story for Mania to get the bigger moment. That's what I think they need to do. And I'm a Becky fan, okay? I'm the biggest flippin' Becky fan ever, alright? But I really think they need to do it just to maybe get people's interest back, get people interested in Becky again, and make it more compelling, make it a more compelling story, and I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be fun. I'd be fine with it. I already hate Asuka. Hello, Mr. Ezel? Either way, hello, welcome, love your channel, thank you so much, super appreciate it. So yeah, that's what I think they need to do with it, is have Becky lose at the Rumble. I mean, I suppose if she wins, I'll be cool with it too, but I think they need to have her lose. The more and more I think about it, I think they need to have her lose. So, then we get Shorty G in an interview. He says, Sheamus isn't going to spook me. I have learned when you accept who you are, you have already won the battle. I will teach him how to do that. Sheamus shows up. He says, I might just have to kick your head off again, just so you know. I just might have to kick your head off, okay? And then Shorty G takes him down. They, go into the table and, neat. Awesome. Don't drop. That'd be bad. So, I thought this was a decent segment. I think we're dropping frames. I hope we're not dropping frames, but we might be dropping frames. I think we dropped some frames. So, I thought this was a decent segment. Shorty G and Sheamus didn't, it was cool. It was cool. Gasp! Did you just say Becky will lose, Maven? I did. She said she would be cool with it. Are my ears deceiving me? Okay, I think if they want to make it more compelling and get people interested in Becky once again, I think they need to have her lose. I really do. Great, our stream just said it's complete. And what in the world is happening here? Our frames are dropping. It's so dumb. It's garbage, guys. It's garbage. Our internet company sucks. They really sucks. Okay? They suck. Shocking she said that, lol. In what world will Maven ever be cool with Becky losing? Okay, if you asked me about a year ago, I probably would have bawled my eyes out if she lost a match. Not gonna lie. When she got that WrestleMania moment taken away from her and she got suspended, I did cry. I fell on the floor and cried, and I was like, I hate Vince McMahon. I was like, I hate Vince McMahon so much. Like, he sucks, okay? He's a horrible person. I hate him. So now I drop some frames as an understatement. But now I'm okay with it. I think that to make it more interesting, make it more compelling, get people to be more interested in it, they have got to have her drop the title. I'm sorry. Hot takes with Maven. I'm just saying, that's what needs to happen. And I'll be okay with it. You know, I'll be cool with it. I won't die. I'll be fine. Some of the storylines are pretty weak if you ask me. I agree. Some of the storylines are pretty weak. I think Otis likes Mandy more than Sonya Deville. Shorty beat up Sheamus. Oh, well, it's a rush feud, but I still like it. Yeah. Becky versus Baron Corbin should be a thing. I think he would make a great women's champion. Random thought. Hashtag make Baron Corbin the women's champ 2020. I would cheer for him for the first time ever. That's funny. But I still wouldn't cheer for him because I hate his guts. I do think they have been better the last few months. I agree. I will never be okay with Becky losing. I'm sorry, James. I just need to tell you that I think having her lose is like the best option here for the Rumble. See, even Mr. G agrees. So I don't know. That's what I think they need to do. It'll be cool. Yeah, we're like dropping frames like bad. Like, I wish it would just stop. Like, you know, can you let me like do my thing here? Talk to the people? No, I can't, because, well, you see, it's dumb. It's real dumb. So, Shorty G Sheamus, think it was good. I know Observing Stuff said it feels kind of like a rushed feud, but you like it. I agree with that. I think it is kind of rushed. But, you know, I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's bad. Power rankings this week. Little Fettuccine, I'll get to them. I'll give my power rankings in just a little bit. Stop the presses! Maven will not die if Becky loses. Yeah, like I said, if you asked me about a year ago, I would have died. Would have died if she lost. In fact, I would have cried my eyes out. So, I'm a changed person, okay? I like Becky. I really do. I think she's great. Love everything she stands for. It's awesome. You know, but I think to make it interesting, make it compelling, they gotta have her lose. So that's the way I feel about that. And I'm sorry, Maven, you're wrong. I'm sorry, James. When I'm right, I'll be telling you, I told you so. I'm trying to prepare you for the worst. And I'm just saying. I'm just trying to prepare you. I just want you to be prepared. Okay. Just so we're clear here. Then we get Braun Strowman. He says, I'm declaring myself in the Royal Rumble. I find it so funny the way they say that. I'm declaring myself into the Royal Rumble, you know? Keep talking to the people. The people are listening. I think Sheamus and Shorty G will be a good match. But they'll have Sheamus win it, which might bury Chad Gable a little. Yeah, I think Sheamus will win for sure. Do I think it'll bury Shorty G? What what the garbage was that? It's like a banshee. Good grief. I think it'll I don't know if it'll really hurt Shorty G, because you can't get worse than being Shorty G, you know? So, I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, great. Our live stream just went offline. I love this. This is legit the best thing I've ever seen in my life. We just went offline, and I'm kind of a little bit angry about it. Seriously. Can this just, like, load? Okay. I think we're back. I don't know. With it being Shorty G, I don't think it's going to hurt him that too terribly. Because, you can't, like I said, you can't get any worse than already, like, being called Shorty G. So, you know, it'll be okay. He'll be okay. He'll recover. But, you know, Sheamus will win for sure. And they don't have that many people that could fight Becky Lynch for the championship. That's another problem, is that right now the Asuka thing makes a whole lot of sense, and you know, I just think they need to have Asuka take the title for just a little bit, even if it's just for the time between, you know, the Rumble and Mania, and then they finally have that last match at Mania that is awesome and excellent and everybody loves it, and Becky finally gets her big moment where she finally beats Asuka, and, you know, the weight has been lifted off her shoulders and everything's all better, you know? I think even just doing that and then having Asuka have the title through that time, and maybe she'll be super hated, maybe she'll be super over. I don't really know what's going to happen with it, because I feel like some people are going to be so excited that the title's been taken off Becky, but then again, at the same time, the people that really love Becky being champ are going to be, you know, booing Asuka out the building because she took the title from Becky. So it's either going to make her the most popular person or the most hated. And I'm really curious to see what happens with that, too, is the reaction Asuka gets if she beats Becky, and the role that she'll play between Rumble and Mania. You know, I'm curious. Curious to say the least. So, Braun Strowman's declaring himself into the Royal Rumble match. It just makes me laugh every time one of them actually says that on TV. They're like, I am declaring myself into the Royal Rumble. I'm like, that just sounds funny the way they say it, and it makes me laugh every time. He then says, Sami Zayn and Nakamura, you're keeping me away from an IC title match, and I want my match. It can be here. It can be next week. Hell, it can even be at the Royal Rumble. I just want my Intercontinental title match. I want it. Give me my match. Then we go to Elias. Ladies and gentlemen, Elias. Nakamura interrupts him. This was an awesome Elias song. Totally. Chad Gable already lost to Corbin. He can't lose too much more. And Gable's is actually a good wrestler, even though I used to think he was boring and ignore him. He is good. And I do like him a lot. I think he plays the role he's been given really well, with being sort of the dude that everybody makes fun of because of his size. I think he plays it well. And yeah, I don't think he can lose too much steam just because he's Shorty G. So, you know, can't get any worse than that. So, if he loses, he loses. It's the way life is. It's cool, you know. Whatevs. They need to put him in more matches with the people closer to his size, observing stuff. See, but the issue is they don't have a whole lot of people that are his size, you know what I mean? A lot of them are all so much bigger than him that, like, every match he's put into, it's like a giant and a, you know, David and Goliath situation, you know? So, it's, I don't know what they need to do with him. I'm okay with what they're doing with him right now, not having too many problems with it. But, you know, I can agree with that they need to put him in more matches with people that are his size. I can agree with that. So, Nakamura Elias. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have something to say that is far more important than whatever you're doing. We are dealing with Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman, guys. He's running around backstage saying he wants a shot at the Intercontinental. He's running around backstage saying he wants a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. Do you know how much of a mouthful that is? Like, geez, that's hard to say. Nakamura doesn't step down from a fight with anyone. So, of course, Nakamura will not be defending his title. It's not going to happen. I make the shots, and Nakamura will not defend his championship with there only being 9 days until the Royal Rumble. You guys here, everybody, people, you are looking at a former Royal Rumble winner, and everybody here needs to be put on notice. Needs to be put on notice. Because Nakamura is not one you mess around with. He is not here to play games. Sammy then says, I've made my points. Elias, go ahead. Do whatever you do. And we'll be on our way. Elias, he goes, thank you, Sammy. But before you go, I was listening, and I was writing a song in my head all at the same time, okay? You want to know how it goes? Here, I'll tell you. It's called Sammy Needs to Shut His Damn Mouth. Okay, that's what it's called. That's what the title of the song is. You want to hear how it goes? You want to hear how it goes, everybody? Okay. And Sammy stops him before he can sing, and he says, yeah, you're such a funny guy. Such a funny guy. Why doesn't Cesaro here show you what we do to funny guys? How about that? So then Nakamura and Cesaro attack him. Braun comes out to help, and they just clean house. So that was cool. Yeah. This was neat. Cool. Shorty G needs more airtime. Braun needs the IC title. I don't know about that. Add Mr. Gleed. Then that would take away from his short aspect. AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Andrade are all close to his height, and people like Rey Mysterio, he's taller than. If the Cruiserweight Championship still existed, Chad Gable would definitely be a great Cruiserweight Champion. For sure. I can agree with that. I forgot that Nakamura is a former Rumble winner. Yeah, and then he fought AJ, and that was oh so fun and exciting. That's probably, in all honesty, I really didn't like that feud. I didn't love that Nakamura won the Rumble, and it just, it hurt me a little bit, if I'm being honest. Going back and thinking about that, it's just kind of no, I didn't love it. I get that, but if they want him to get over more, they have to have him beat some of those guys that are his size and mix in the bigger guys. And then mix in the bigger guys. Yeah, I can agree. I can understand that. But again, Observing Stuff said, if you put him up against somebody Rey Mysterio or AJ, Finn, Andrade, they're all close to his height, but they're all still going to be taller than him. And then if you put him against Rey Mysterio, he's taller than Rey. So, it's difficult to see where they need to put him, But I don't know. Whatever. Braun does need the title, James. I don't know. Okay. I just wish they would use Nakamura more. Naka's not doing anything with it. For the love of God, take the title off that smoke. I wish they would put Nakamura out there. It's not Nakamura's fault that he's not doing anything with the title. But they need to put him out there. And, it sucks, man. It really sucks that they choose not to use him because Nakamura does have a lot of talent. He's really good, and I enjoy him with Sammy. I just wish they would, let him defend his title more and do his whole thing. It just kind of sucks, It kind of sucks. 1 second. There. I had to write something down so I don't forget it. So, if you have him lose to the big guys all the time, his short status means nothing. Agreed, but then, like, I don't know what you do with him, though. It's just Chad Gable, you know? He's just, like, there, you know? Maven, hello, mate. Yo, what's up? Mr. Glean, he's invisible. Yeah, he's sick, so he is, in the chat and not here physically because he's sick. So that's neat. I agree, there are plenty of great wrestlers his size that he could show his strength against, but he wouldn't be seen as short anymore. Yeah, I can understand that. That makes sense. Yes, I am. You can't see me. Ha ha ha. Funny. I wish WWE would let their wrestlers do what they get paid for. WWE has so much talent, and we don't get to see them showcase it. I agree with that totally 100%, Sandel. There is so much talent that they just don't use, which sucks so much. And then you're like, man, you know, I wish they would use him. Like Nakamura, I just wish they would use him. I don't love that the title is on him and they are not using him. It sucks because he has so much to offer and is so good, and I would love for him to be out there more, and I would love to see Sami Zayn out there more, you know, being his mouthpiece, because I think it's a good gimmick, and I like them together, and it's cool. Mr. Glean is not allowed to breathe on Maven today. No, he's not, because I can't get sick. I don't know if he has the flu or what. He's around children all the time, because he's a teacher. And if he got the flu from somebody, no. I don't want the flu. Stay away from me, man. Stay away. Chad Gable versus Ricochet would be really cool, but he wouldn't look short, and he's probably bigger than Ricochet muscle mass-wise. Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, possibility. So I don't know. I don't know. I wish they would use more talent. It'd be cool. Then we get the Rocky Johnson tribute video. I thought this was really cool. You know, it was awesome, just kind of, you know, recapping everything he's done, which was super cool to see. Then we got Sonya Deville versus Alexa Bliss. Heavy Machinery comes out to ringside. Mandy falls in to Otis's arms, and then Alexa gets the win off the distraction. So, that was neat. Okay. Damn, wish my teachers liked wrestling. They were all old and grumpy. I think the Rocky tribute was well done. I agree observing stuff, but you can't have him lose all these matches to big guys. Yeah. Mandy and Otis. Love this story. I'm a different breed, LOL. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Do I think the Mandy and Otis thing is cool and it's enjoyable, but I might be... Don't attack me, guys, okay? Don't attack me. After these words come out of my mouth, don't attack me, okay? I am not loving it. I'm so sorry. I don't know. It's just, I don't love it anymore. I thought it was good at first. I liked when we were just doing the whole Mandy kind of, like, type of thing with Otis, I suppose. But, like, now you're involving Sonya, and I'm not super loving it. Just because then Sonya, like, doesn't win and stuff, so it's kind of, like, sucky for her. Wheels are in motion, Sonya's gonna turn on Mandy, which is gonna be so exciting, and I love that, but, like, I don't know, there's just something about this now that doesn't feel the same as it did, like, 2 weeks ago when it first started, you know? Like, so I'm not loving it as much as I was. I'm not gonna say that I hate the Mandy Otis thing, because I don't hate it. It's just not my cup of tea currently. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Sonya's underrated to me. I agree, Sonya is so underrated, and I wish they would just freaking use her. I just hope they use her this year. That is my one wish for WWE, is to use Sonya Deville, because she is so good. And I love her so much, and I wish they would use her. It makes me so mad. Dude, Valentine's Day is on a Smackdown Friday. Is it really? Is it really on a Friday? It is! Valentine's Day is... Oh my gosh! You guys, if they play this out through, like, Valentine's Day with the Mandy and Otis thing, this could be gold, though. Okay. I might take back everything I literally just said. Because that would be so funny if they continued this and they could do something that would be... Okay. 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 Calm down. Mandy and Otis, I love this story more than Bobby Lashley and Lana story. And that's a lot coming from me. No, Maven, they need to use Dana. No, they need to use Sonya. Sonya's better than Dana, in-ring wise, character-wise. She's so much better than Dana. And I think they need to use Sonya more. I really do. I think Sonya could win the Women's Battle Royal this year for WrestleMania. I think that'd be awesome. You had Carmella win it last year. I think Sonya would be a good choice this year if you build her up properly. And I know the Women's Battle Royal doesn't really mean much, but I think it'd be cool to see her win that this year. You know what I mean? I think that'd be cool. So, Alexa won the match. It was cool, neat. Then we get Corbin, Roode, and Ziggler backstage. Essentially, Corbin is like, you can't lose. Okay? Can't lose. If anything, Drake Maverick should have been called Shorty Mav. LOL. That would have been cool for him. Does Drake Maverick still exist? He does, but, like, only on, like, 205 Live, which nobody watches. So, yeah. He might as well not exist. He's in hiding, LOL. Do you think Mandy could cause a division between Otis and Tucker? Huh. You know, I never thought of that. I suppose if they wanted to, they could play it out that Otis and Tucker are being split apart because of Mandy, and Mandy and Sonya are being split apart because of Otis. So the ones who end up getting hurt in this situation are Sonya and Tucker. I think that's logical. And then Mandy and Otis can, you know, be together forever. I'd be down with that, I suppose. I think someone from NXT will win the Women's Battle Royal. Yeah, maybe. Maybe possibly. Otis and Tucker can't split. See, that's the thing. Is if they split, Tucker will never be used on TV ever again. Okay? He won't. So, like, it's kind of like a win-lose situation, because you get the Otis and Mandy thing that gets to play out, and they, like, love each other and stuff, and it's just, like, them. But then you have Tucker, who's just going to get thrown to the side, and you're not going to see anything. He's going to turn into EC3, where EC3 never gets to be on TV, you know, ever again anymore. Ever. Never. So, hello. I am not even going to attempt to say your name, because I'm going to screw it up. But thanks for following. Totally appreciate that. Zendel. That would start a feud with Otis and Tucker, though. It would, I can understand that, yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm not opposed to it. I'm really not opposed to it. So, you know, I suppose I'd be curious to see what happens if they do that, but, you know, Otis doesn't have a whole lot of heat himself, but he's doing a good job of building it. I like Otis with Tucker. See, that's the thing, is like Otis on his own, I think Otis can, he can carry his own, and he will be over because he's good, and he's likable, and people like him, and it's awesome. Tucker, on the other hand, I don't think has that much charisma and that much, like, wow factor to get people to really like him in, like, a singles type of situation. And if they did a Tucker and Otis feud, you for sure know that everybody's going to be behind Otis. Nobody's going to be behind Tucker, you know, because Otis is the bigger one, and everybody likes, he's a bigger star. Everybody likes Otis better. So, I don't know. Just don't know, man. Also, Elias and Brock have the easiest jobs in WWE. They don't even have to wrestle, which is the main part of their job. See, but for them, okay, Brock, I have no excuse for Brock. I don't freaking care what happens to Brock. Brock can go on a vacation and never come back, and I'll be cool with it, okay? Elias is different. I like Elias's stuff a lot because it's different, and nobody else does what he does. And it makes, his segments are always funny, and I love his segments. So I thoroughly enjoy Elias, and I think it's cool, you know? I like Elias a lot. I know, but people either love them or hate them. EC3 has the easiest job. He doesn't even have to show up. He gets to sit in catering. He gets to sit with his, you know, red cup or blue cup or whatever, and you know, hang out and eat food. That's what he gets to do. I think that's a pretty easy job, you know. Tucker can do it. They will probably give him a story after Otis or with Otis. Yeah, but at the same time, you can't argue that WWE has given us a chance to see if Tucker can make it on his own. Oh, at the same time, you can argue that WWE hasn't given us a chance to see if Tucker can make it on his own. That is true. But like I said, I don't know, just with everything that we've seen, I suppose, thus far, even though they haven't shown much of him because Otis has been the bigger focus, I just don't know if he has enough charisma to get himself over. Mr. Galena, I don't even know who that is. I would love to make celebrity money without the fame. EC3 has a real dream job. That's funny. Is Elias even good in the ring? Never noticed. No, Elias really isn't that great in the ring. If you watch him, no, he's not that great in the ring, but he's good on the mic. And so I think they just use him where he's good, and I like it. I think it works for him, and he, I think, has a good time doing it, and the crowd either loves him or hates him. Generally, recently, they've loved him, and I think it's been good, and I like it. I like what they're doing with him. Then we get Rumble match announcements. We're getting Bayley versus Lacey Evans for the Smackdown Women's Championships. So, that's happening. I'm excited for this match, not gonna lie. I've been wanting them to make it, like, since they first started their feud back at TLC. Well, it was before TLC. I wanted them to make a match for somewhere, for a big pay-per-view for the title, because I'm really excited to see it. Now, I would love to see Lacey walk out with the belt, but I don't think they're going to, just because of the fact that Bayley's going to want to take the title to Mania to do a feud with Sasha. That's what I foresee happening. Justin, yeah, Elias has hidden powers. He was the first person to stand up right after Cena's attitude adjustment, but fell to Cena's lightning punch. Awful finisher. LOL, also, yeah, they really haven't let Elias get up after the attitude adjustment, I hope. And I think it was a dark match. That's funny. So, I'm excited for Bayley versus Lacey, and then the other match that was announced for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view is Shorty G versus Sheamus. This is kind of, to me, an odd match to have on pay-per-view. If anything, it'll be on... Who am I kidding? It probably won't be on the pre-show, because if they make a tag match, I swear to you, if they put, like, New Day versus Morrison and Miz on the pre-show and then keep Shorty G versus Sheamus on the main card, I will literally die. Because I would just die. Like, I'd die laughing first, and then I'd be like, that is ridiculous. Like, seriously. So, I don't know. Shorty G versus Sheamus is kind of an odd pairing of a matchup for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, but hey, I mean, whatever. Cool, I'll take it. Then we get Roman versus Robert Roode in a tables match. Winner gets to pick the stipulation for Corbin versus Roman at the Rumble. I'm so happy that Lacey's improved in the ring. She's turning into one of my favorites. I really like Lacey. Love Lacey. She's great. I love her whole character now. I think it's really cool how she went from being probably one of the most hated women in the division to being one of the most liked, and to get the most over with the crowd. So it's pretty fun, pretty interesting. Love, love, love it. I guess next Friday, Sheamus will beat up Shorty G. And why did he attack Chad in the first place? No clue. Yeah, I don't have an answer to that either. I really don't know. I have no idea. That was a great match. The Roman and Roode table match is okay. I'm okay with it. Whatever. It's like, it's a whatever, like, type of a match. You knew, it was okay. Meh, So, Roman won, and then he got to pick the stipulation, okay? Everybody, literally everybody, was like, oh, it's gonna be a loser eats dog food match, or a dog collar match, or something that has to do with dogs, okay? I'm sitting here waiting, going, please, 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 please don't announce a loser eats dog food match, because I would just, no, don't do it. And he picks up the mic and he goes, stipulation I'm gonna pick is a Falls Count Anywhere match. And I go, woo! Wasn't expecting that. Cool, awesome, lovely. Royal Rumble spoiler, Roman Reigns will do the Superman punch after jumping off of random objects and or people. Yeah, I could see that happening, totally. I'm tired of the match types WWE do. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Stipulation, I really thought it was going to be something dumb like loser eats dog food. Falls Count Anywhere, okay, whatever. It's still going to suck because it's Corbin and Roman again for the 35th time. What was the like, they literally just had like a TLC match, which might as well be like Falls Count Anywhere, like, whatever. Like, you can literally do anything. So, I don't know. I'm not into it, but whatever. It's better than dog food, I suppose. I need thumbtacks. Me too. I need thumbtacks, man. Thumbtacks would be great. I would love thumbtacks. Thumbtacks would be awesome. Okay. So right now, the Rumble pay-per-view. We have the men's Rumble match, the women's Rumble match, Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan in the strap match for the Universal Championship, Becky versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship, Roman versus Corbin in a Falls Count Anywhere match, Shorty G and Sheamus in a singles match, and Bayley versus Lacey for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Zendel, I don't like thumbtacks in wrestling. I prefer the studs instead of the cuts and blood. I disagree, man. Scott, I need dog food. No, we don't need dog food. I just want there to be a loser eats dog food match. No, I think they're saving that for Mania. I just would like the Roman and Corbin feud storyline, everything to just be over after this, okay? I want this to be over. Over! After the Rumble. It needs to be over because, like, I just don't like Roman, and I just don't like Corbin. They both suck right now. Corbin's always gonna suck. Corbin's never gonna change. But Roman really sucks right now, and I just hate this. I just hate this feud, and I want it to be over. Okay, over. I do not like strap matches. I think doing the strap match is pretty interesting for the Bryan thing, just because it's different and it's something you haven't seen in a long time. So I'm really, really excited to see. I want Becky to lose and Shane to win the Rumble. Hey man, I want Becky to lose too. Shane winning the Rumble, not so much. I don't want Shane to win the Rumble. Don't want that. I'll be okay if Becky loses though. I won't die. Give me Shane McMahon, big pop, not really. Yeah, let's not have Shane McMahon return. Okay, while we're speaking about Shane McMahon, I love all the collage of tweets that I've seen recently where it's like Vince McMahon saying happy birthday to everybody and then Vince McMahon saying happy birthday to Shane. And he's got like a long paragraph for John Cena and Triple H and Stephanie, and then Shane, all Shane gets is happy birthday at Shane McMahon. It's so funny. Something big has to happen in that match, otherwise it'll suck. Are we talking about the strap match with the Fiend? I think Kane's getting involved somehow. Becky's not losing, please. I'm sorry, James. I just think Becky's losing. Okay. Imagine Triple H versus Shane at WrestleMania. Nice joke there, man. Nice joke. I think the ring will explode and the gates of hell will open up. You know what I kind of wanted to happen tonight when the Fiend showed up and it went dark? I kind of wanted Kane to like do his whole like, and then just the fiery depths of hell come up from, you know, the ring post with the flames and stuff. I think that would have been freaking sick, and really cool. So I don't know, man. I think that would have been cool, honestly, if that happened when the Fiend showed up and that the Fiend could be like, what? Okay, so one other thing, Shane versus Baron Corbin in a Who Hates Us the Most match. That'd be a hard match though, cause like who do I pick? Who do I hate most? I don't know. I hate them both pretty equally. Like I really dislike both of them. Becky's losing, James. James, we're just trying to help you, man. We're just trying to tell you that Becky's going to lose, and that we just want you to understand that we need to prepare you, because it's gonna be heartbreaking, but we need to prepare you. Just so you know. Maybe that would have been cool. I didn't think of that. Kane should have made the fire shoot out of the hole in the ring. It would have been so sick though, right? Like, if it went dark and you heard like the whole Fiend laughing and then the whole like screechy thing, and then if Kane was just like, nope, and was like, and everything just like burst up into flames, and the Fiend would have been like, I should probably leave now. Like, you know? It would have been so cool. Now, I saw, going back to the Fiend Kane thing, I saw a couple people on Twitter saying, oh, great, this is the downfall of the Fiend. When somebody's no longer afraid of him, it's the downfall of him. I don't think so. I just don't think so. I don't think it's like messing up the Fiend when somebody's no longer afraid of him. You know, I think this to me makes a lot of sense because Kane and the Fiend are so much more similar than, you know, they're really similar, you know? And Kane can kind of be like, yeah, I get it. You think all of, you know, you gotta be this crazy psychopath that does all this crazy stuff, kidnapping people and burning stuff and whatever, you know? And you're crazy. I was crazy once, you know? Do something like that. And it makes a whole lot of sense, you know, with the whole Kane and Fiend thing, where Kane is like, I am just like you. I'm the big red monster that everybody was afraid of. And guess what? I'm not afraid of you, okay? You and me are one and the same, bub. And I'm not scared of you. And I will go to the depths of hell, and I will beat you up, okay? That's the way it is. So, you know, I think that can be Kane's mentality going in, but maybe he underestimates the Fiend, and the Fiend ends up getting the upper hand, or I don't know what happens, but regardless, Kane isn't going to win the feud. We all know he's not going to win. But, you know, I think it makes a whole lot of sense. You know, Kane and the Fiend are like one and the same. They really are. And for him wanting to be, you know, I don't know. I just think they're one and the same. And I think it makes a lot of sense for Kane to be like, what took you so long, buddy? You know, I'm not scared of you. I think it makes a lot of sense. Kane's brother's the Undertaker, so of course he isn't afraid of the Fiend. I think this isn't messing up the Fiend. I think the fans mess up the Fiend. I agree. I think they do. They get it all twisted in their heads and then like, well, the Fiend is ruined! Maybe what's your theory of how to beat the Fiend? 1 second. You can't beat the Fiend. Even if you beat the Fiend in a match, he's not defeated. Kane was a big red monster, besides when he was in the Authority that one time. See, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, he and, Kane and the Fiend are one and the same. Did they throw away the Fiend belt with the mask on? And it looked cool, but I have no idea why they brought that into the story. I think just the Fiend comes out with that, I believe, but Bray just holds the blue title. I think that's how that goes. If Becky loses, you can no longer be a Becky fan for turning your back on her. I'm not turning my back on Becky, okay? I'm just saying, I think she's gonna lose, and I think it's the way to go. I'm just saying, you want it to be interesting and cool and fun? I think it's the way to go. Excuse me. You beat the Fiend by beating Bray. I don't know, he hasn't been in a match in a while. So, Zendo, you asked, what's my theory of how to beat Fiend? I don't know. I don't really have a theory on how the Fiend gets beat. I really don't. But I think depending on who they put him up against, it really depends on their mentality. Does that make a whole lot of sense? I don't know how to explain it. Because I don't know. I don't know how you beat the Fiend. You try, and you beat him. I really don't know, man. That's a difficult question. Or you anger the Fiend by beating Bray. That's, I suppose, yeah, possibility. I really don't know how you beat the Fiend. Like I said, I feel like it depends on the person, you know, and their mentality going into the match. I suppose, like with Kane and with the difference between like every person Bray has fought, I suppose. Like the Miz feud was personal, and Miz went in, you know, wanting to protect his family. And he was so, like, he went into the match focused on wanting to, you know, protect his family and avenge his family, and wasn't super focused on the Fiend. That, you know, the way his mentality, the way he went into the match kind of, you know, made it so he never had a shot at beating, you know, well, but he wasn't fighting the Fiend, he was fighting Bray, I suppose. But you know what I mean? His mentality going in was, I'm going to beat the ever-living garbage out of him because I want to avenge my family, you know, and protect my family. So he had that whole mentality, and it was more personal. But then, like, with the whole Daniel Bryan thing, it kind of came out of nowhere, and, like, you know, it goes back to all the stuff that happened with it before, and the Fiend is making it personal, you know what I mean? It's, like, personal to the Fiend, because it feels like Bryan turned his back on him or whatever, which, you know, he did, and then he left the Wyatt family, and so the Fiend is taking it personal in this feud, and Bryan is just like, I want to beat the Fiend. So he's more focused on, like, yeah, I want to beat him, and that's, like, his mentality going into it. So I feel like he's a better chance at beating the Fiend, you know? And, like, with Kane having a match with the Fiend, it's, okay, well, I suppose Bryan is kind of like, I just want to beat him to a pulp and take his belt, and I want to beat him and hurt him because of everything that he's done. And then, like, with Kane, it's more so I see it being of, like, I know what you are, we're one and the same, and, like, that's the way I see that, you know, type of thing. So I think it really depends on the mentality of the person, you know, going in to fight the Fiend, that is really gonna make or break whether they win or not. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think it just depends. Depends on how they act, how they do it. Because I really don't think there's any one way to beat the Fiend. Because, like, every time he's gone after somebody, it's been a different situation, a different story, a reason why he's gone after them, a reason, you know. Ultimately, it all leads back to the Fiend's past, you know, or Bray Wyatt's past and everything he's done previously. So I suppose they could do something like with something super dark from his past that he really wants to forget, that, you know, had eaten him alive, that he doesn't want to relive, and then that person shows up and is the one that's like, you know, this happened, I beat you, and now I'm back and I want to beat you again, you know, and I know I can beat you because I did before, and Bray just kind of crumbles, you know, type of situation. I don't know what they can do with him. I think there's a lot of different directions they could go. But like I said, I think it depends on the mentality of the person going into the match. So, I don't know how you beat the Fiend. I suppose that's what I'm sitting here saying. I don't know how to beat the Fiend. Fun side note. Matt Hardy responded to a comment of mine on his YouTube page. I said he should be a writer, and he said technically he is, because he writes his own stories on his YouTube channel. That's cool. I think Matt will leave when his contract is up. Yeah! I think that would make sense. Matt Hardy deserves a push and should beat the Fiend. I don't care what anyone says. LOL. So do you guys think the Fiend needs a distraction or weakness like Undertaker with the urn? No, I don't think so. I think just being the Fiend is enough. You know, it's enough of a distraction for people. I think that's kind of the way that is. You know? So, if they don't make him a writer, that is very possible. So, guys, anything else to talk about? Anything else? Any more discussions about the Fiend or anything? if not, I think that's pretty much it. That was all of SmackDown. Like I said, I think it was a pretty decent show tonight. Not too terrible. Enjoyed it. You know, I thought it was decent. Didn't have a ton of problems. Don't say I didn't warn you, peasants, and all of you shall bow down to Bex. Hashtag the man. Hashtag the goat. Hashtag the game changer. Oh boy. I hope Saudi pays for Brock versus The Fiend. I would like that interaction better than Fiend versus Kane. Did you hear about Booker talking about Tessa winning? I didn't. I saw Tessa put out an apology or something yesterday. I don't really know when it was, but I saw that and I was just kind of like, I think they need to let the wrestlers have more control over the character. I understand that things need to be said as far as wins and losses, but they could let the wrestlers be involved more. I agree, 100%. So yeah. If we don't have anything else, I think that is it, you guys. Mr. Glean, I highly agree with that. Thumbs up. I don't think there's anything else happening. I'll check Twitter real quick and make sure there's nothing else. And then if there's nothing else, then I'll be on my way. See, I'm not seeing anything else. So, great show, Maven. You should do a show by yourself more often. Well, I mean, yeah, sure, I could do a show by myself. What are you saying, Zandel? I prefer them both. They're a good tag team. Yeah, doing the show by myself is something new, you know. OMG, don't come at me. That is hilarious. I don't think Zendel's trying to, like, kick you off the show, Mr. G. I think he's just saying, you know, like, I should do a show by myself during the week. He's not trying to, like, kick you out, you know, but he's just saying. Just saying. I did a pretty good job. I think that's all he's saying. Just saying. So, don't come for Zandel, okay? Don't do it. If they were a tag team, I think Maven would be the heel. Maven is Sasha Banks. Whoa! What an insult! Oh my gosh. I might have to ban you, okay? That was, I can't believe you just called me Sasha Banks. Whoa, way out of line. Seriously, man. Get a grip. I love Mr. G. I just think it's a good mix-up. Kind of like when you mix up commentary. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get to talk more. You know, I rambled on and on for The Fiend about 45 minutes trying to, you know, get what I was, going to say, together. I like Sasha. Right now, I don't like Sasha. Sasha sucks, okay? She's like a jerkwad. I'm not a jerkwad. Can't believe you even say that. Jeez, man. All right, you guys. I think I might sneeze. I also might not sneeze. I think that's it for tonight's show. Thank you to everybody who came in. Hope everybody had a great time. I had a great time flying solo for the first time ever. So I think that is pretty much it. Mr. Glean can be a heel too. Every time I talked about Mysterio, he talked about the one time he got thrown through a wall. Also, Glean says 619. He might be a secret heel. I love when every time somebody brings up Rey Mysterio, he does go, I just remember Rey Mysterio being thrown through the side of a building, so that is hilarious. Get better, Mr. G. Good night. So yeah, guys, I think that is it. We should be back Monday. If Mr. G is not better, I will be back for sure to recap Raw. But I hopefully he'll be better. Hopefully he doesn't have the flu. Hopefully it's nothing terrible because that would suck. But regardless, we'll be back Monday. Hope everybody had a great time in the show. I'm going to click these buttons now because if I don't in a minute, I will totally forget to. So, we'll be back. Talk to you guys then. I think that's it. Peace out, guys. Bye.